What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is day 1 of my February sewing marathon. So at the beginning of January, I did a 7-day sewing marathon, one video each day, where I just sewed a bunch of random garments, and y'all seem to really love it. So I decided to do a condensed version for February. So it's going to be 4 days. There might be a 5th day, as you saw in the January one that was supposed to be 5 days and then it was 7 days. So there might be a 5th day, we'll see. I wanted to do just basically a shorter version of what I did last time. So this month's sewing marathon series, we're gonna have 4 garments and 4 days. The first day, today, I wanted to show you all the patterns. I'm gonna cut some out, maybe get some sewing done. I don't know yet. So we'll just go ahead and start off with the patterns. So the first one is Simplicity 8955. I've made this before, but whenever I sewed it, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. Like, I thought I could have sewn it better. So I think that this time, my second time around sewing this pattern, I'll have like a little bit of experience under my belt and be able to produce hopefully a really nice jacket. So here's this pattern. This fabric, you might have seen it before. It was in my Black Friday, Cyber Monday Joann fabric haul video. It is this super soft, kind of like a brushed cotton flannel, plaid flannel material. It's really cute. I love the colors of this. I don't generally see these colors together, so I thought it would be really good with this pattern. So this is the first look, and on this pattern I'm going to do view B, which is the view that ties together right there. Oh, on the back they just have the back of the flats, but it ties together at the waist, so no buttons, just a tie. That's the one that I made last time, and I really loved that aspect of it, but last time I didn't love the collar. So hoping to make a better garment this time with this fabric. The next pattern is one that I have used before. This was actually in my last sewing marathon series. So this pattern, McCall's 7476. I used this to make a Christmas present. Then I was like, wow, I really love how that turned out. I want one for myself, which I didn't have the same material, but this fabric is pretty close to the last material that I used. So I'm gonna do view B, which I think I did C. No, I think I did B last time. Just kind of a simple button-up cardigan. Actually, I think it only has one button on it. I might put buttons on it, might not. Still kind of seeing how that plays out. And I'm using this gauze fabric I got from Mood. It is a hunter green double cotton gauze, 2 yards of this, and I got this back in August 1st of 2020. So just like a really breathable, flowy fabric. It's gauze, so it's super thin, but it's double gauze, so it's not as see-through as one layer of gauze. So when it's double gauze, what it is you have your gauze fabric, and they're together. So like the wrong sides are together, your wrong sides are together, and they're sewn together. So that's double gauze. It's literally 2 layers of gauze fabric. That's what this is. Super soft, flowy, light. I think it will be a good fabric for this. So now we get into the patterns that I haven't sewn before. So this McCall's 8118 is a new pattern to me. I've never sewn it before. Kind of nervous about it. I'm gonna do this look because I really love this look, and I think it's something that I would wear, and I think it would look good on me. So view A, here's the line drawing if you want to see that. And then the fabric that I chose, I'm going back and forth on it. It's a heavier weight fabric. You might have seen this in one of my ACR fabric hauls, but it kind of has these floral kind of shapes. Actually, I think this fabric is from IKEA. Yep, IKEA of Sweden. So it's kind of this flowery kind of pattern. It's kind of weird, but I think I really like how this fabric will look for the shorts, and it does have an elastic waistband. It is 3/4 of an inch elastic, which I already had in my stash that I can use for this. So this is the fabric I'm going to use for this look. Then finally, the last fabric pattern combo, I'm going to do McCall's 8150. I just got this pattern, so I'm going to do this look, the 4-tier look view C, and it does also have an elastic waistband. This one calls for an inch elastic, which I only have 3/4, so I'm gonna see if I have enough of 3/4 inch elastic for both looks, because I don't want to have to go out and buy 1 inch elastic. If I have something that I can use that's, you know, close enough, I might have some 1 inch elastic somewhere stashed, but whenever I just kind of briefly looked, I didn't see any. So that's this, and then this is some new fabric that I got. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I don't know if that video has gone up yet, but you're seeing it now. It is this cotton fabric, and it's super, super soft and flowy. So I think it's just kind of like a basic lightweight cotton. You can definitely tell it's cotton by the way it's wrinkling. And it's a really cool pattern on it. It's just kind of like these almost plaid squares. And then it has like kind of some navy and then some green. So yeah, I'm gonna use this for this look. And those are the 4 looks of this February sewing marathon day 1. So I've got my coffee with me, and now I'm going to start to cut out these looks. I need to decide the order I want to sew, or am I just gonna do it random like last time? I don't know. We'll see. I am about to cut out the first pattern, McCall's 8118, this view, and I wanted to show y'all the pattern pieces because I was kind of shocked, I guess, by the lack of pattern pieces. So let me get these instructions out, that way I can show you better. So I'm doing view A, which is the shorter version, the shorts, and there's only 3 pattern pieces for this, and it feels wrong. I like keep looking over the instructions, but there's only 3. So the 1, 2, and 3, the front, the back, and the overlay. So here's 1 and 2, the front and the back of the shorts, and then 3 is the overlay and the tie. So I don't know, it's going to be really interesting to sew, and I also think it's going to go super fast because 3 pattern pieces, that's going to be super speedy. So I am about to cut out that pattern. First pattern is set up. This took a lot more space than I thought it would, and it's because of that weird tie. I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. Not feeling too confident. So we got the front piece to here for view A, got the tie, and it doesn't need to be cut on a fold, so but it was the easiest placement, so I'm just gonna cut right there so it's not on a fold. And then we got the back piece, which will be cut to, I think, this line, so I'll have all that extra fabric that I'll throw in my fabric notebook. And then I also have a bulletin board right there. Watching Heart-Shaped Leaves After Dark podcast. So good, catching up. But I have a bulletin board where I put a little swatch of the fabric along with the name of the pattern on there, so I can kind of document it. So yeah, about to cut this out. The next pattern I'm going to cut out is McCall's 7476, this one, view B. And so for view B, there are more pattern pieces than the previous pattern I just showed you, but really not that many either. So here's all the pieces. And for view B, so I'm not going to put the pocket on just because I feel like this I don't want it to look like your focus is on the pocket because it's a thinner material. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of kind of pucks and gathers, not really gathers, but your eye is going to be drawn to it. So I was like, nah, not going to put the pocket on. Plus, I don't really use that style of pockets. Like the pockets that are like this, where they're just like on the front. If it was a pocket where, you know, you stick your hands in the side, I would maybe do that, but the pockets on the front, I really don't like putting them on, and I never use them, so I'm not going to use the pockets, but there is a pocket for this view. And then there's also the front and the back, 1 and 2, no, 2 and 3, front and the back. There is the back facing, the front facing, and the sleeve. And if I was going to do a different view, there would be a collar, but I'm not. So it's everything except for 7. So really not that many. And then the reason why they have those lines there is the length that you want to cut the garment, which I think view B is the second one. So let's see, 1, 2, well, not even that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. That one's going to go relatively fast as well. The next pattern is on. This green looks totally different in this lighting. Besides that, so here's the back on the fold, the front not on the fold, and both of them are going to be cut like around there. And then the back facing piece, which needs an interfacing piece, the sleeve, and the front facing piece, which will be cut near that last pin, also needs interfacing. That's what goes right there. So yeah, I'm about to cut out these pieces. On to cutting out the next pattern. The next pattern I'm cutting out, you can see I have the other 2 draped on. I think those are the first 2 I'm gonna try to tackle, and then right now I'm just trying to cut out all of them. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the last one because my back is already killing me. But next one is Simplicity 8955. This one, there are a lot of pattern pieces in this whole, because there's so many different looks and shapes. So what I decided to do, I got out a little note card thing, and I wrote down view B, which is the view I'm doing obviously, and I wrote down which pieces I needed. Then that just makes it easier when you're going through, and I'm always so paranoid I'm gonna miss a piece, not cut it out, and then throw the fabric away. Or like, you know, sometimes like you have to do jigsaw puzzles, especially when you buy resale fabric, because you don't know the amount of fabric you actually have. So you kind of jigsaw everything, and sometimes you literally have no fabric left. Like you cannot put another little tiny pattern piece on, and sometimes you have to be like, okay, looks like I don't have enough fabric for this pattern. I guess I'll save it for something else, which is a bummer. So I'm always scared that I'm gonna accidentally forget a piece. So this one, I just wrote it down. So the first piece is 3, which is the back piece right here. Then I did 4, which I think is the upper sleeve front, and then 5 sleeve back. 7 is the back facing, which is up here to cut on a fold. 8, which is a pretty big piece, front and under collar right here. 9 is the tie end, and then 10 is the front facing and upper collar. So here's 9 and 10. So pretty bigger pattern pieces. So I have the fabric, well, you can't see it, it's laid down on the floor right there, so it'll be interesting to see if this all fits. If you don't want to run into this situation that I run into frequently, you can, and you know you're going to use this pattern, you can look on the back and you'll see these charts, and it tells you all this information about if you're this size, you should buy this much fabric, if you're doing this view and you're this size. So you can always, if you're 100% going to use this pattern and you know exactly what fabric at Joann you want to use and you need to buy the right amount, just look on the back of the envelope. I just like to play it risky, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna use this fabric, hopefully there's enough. So that's what I'm about to do for this pattern. Well, like I was going into some detail, this fabric did not turn out. So we've got new fabric, and I think I might like this more. So there's 2 pattern pieces. I didn't roll it out enough that won't fit, so I'm going to cut those after I cut these. I might be able to fit, that's one of the tie-ins. I think this is part of a sleeve or the front. I might be able to fit the tie-in with some scraps, so if I can do that, I'll do that to try to save the fabric. But these aren't pinned down yet either, so they look a little crooked. I still need to go and fix them. That one's the only one that's pinned. It's on a fold. I think that's the back facing. I think this is the, okay, front and under collar. This is the back sleeve, front facing and upper collar, and that's the back. So cut all of those. None of them are on a fold except for that one. So I'm about to cut those. Then I'm going to roll the fabric out a little bit more and cut those. Well, I did not do a very good job of picking out the fabric. So as you saw when I was cutting out the previous fabric, I didn't have enough, so I chose this, which I actually love, and I've had this in my stash for a really long time and I've been wanting to use it. So this is the new fabric for this pattern. Scratch the previous one, I mean, that happens. And then I wanted to use that geometric plaid square, you know, the yellow one for the skirt pattern for this pattern. But as I was going to cut it out, I was like, I'm nervous. I've never used this pattern before. It's a lot of pattern pieces. It's a lot of fabric, a lot of material. I really love that material. So I'm gonna actually do it on this material. This I've used previously for a garment of the week that I've filmed and I haven't uploaded yet. But I really love this material. I know how it acts and behaves. I have a ton of it. It's rolled on this spool, and this spool is gigantic, and this is double layer rolled. So I have a ton of fabric. I feel better about using this fabric than the other fabric because as I was laying it out, it was super skinny. And so it was like, getting all these pattern pieces to fit was just a pain, and some pieces you had to cut 3 out and some you had to cut 2 out, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Probably should just read the directions, but I didn't want to. So yeah, long story short, I'm going with this fabric, but you know, I'm not gonna cut it out today because I'm tired. I've cut out 3 patterns, my back is hurting, so we're saving that until tomorrow. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow.